Live from San Antonio, Texas. This is In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
Well, we have even more announcements to make today.
Do we?
About 30 minutes or so. About 9:30. Our little company had a pretty cool announcement this past Sunday night.
Sure.
Got nothing but good feedback from that announcement Sunday night. And today we have another announcement coming down that involves us and our company and what we're doing. So a major company announcement will come down here in 30 minutes. Welcome to the In the Building. Good morning. How we doing?
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning, man. I didn't have time to get my morning shower, so I'm all clogged up. So if I sound like this, I'm not trying to talk like
What,
Matthew
you
McConaughey.
snoozed?
Oh, the dogs didn't wake me up. Normally they're my alarm clock. They usually get me up 6 o'clock. 5:45. They let us sleep till 7:15 this morning, which felt great. But now I'm running late, and I didn't get my shower. I'm just pissy, and I'm still having my breakfast. Good morning,
First
man.
world problems.
I know. Good morning. Let's talk about the 1% here in our first world problems. The 1% that are the NBA players of America. Last night.
Sure.
I've been very angry with the Spurs the last 4 or 5
Why?
days.
Because of the Orlando game? And
Yeah, and we haven't had time to talk about it much because we got bogged down in Super Bowl talk Sunday night.
right.
A Spurs team that, while I'm super stoked that De'Aaron Fox is there and he's fitting in nicely and every night he's played well, as I suspected, they're still not winning games. And not only are they not winning games, they're losing to bad teams. They had 3 straight 1-point games in which they needed a miracle to beat a terrible Atlanta team that's traded off everybody but Trae Young.
Which is weird.
And then they lose in Orlando by a point. And they lose to frickin' Charlotte, who's one of the worst teams in the league.
That was damn near at the buzzer.
It's ridiculous.
That was a tough one.
And then last night, though, thank God they at least get a win against the worst team statistically
in the league.
in the Wizards. And they hold on to beat them by not enough. But so while the team's not winning and not looking great, even when they do win, they're 2-2 since the Fox trade. He was great. He and Wemby both go into the 30s last night.
30 and 15 for Wemby and 30 and 6 for Fox in the hole.
I'm still mad, but that's
You still
more,
mad?
That's more like it. Yeah, I'm not happy, man. I wanted to rip off 8 out of 10 games here, and looks like they were the same old Spurs after a couple of games, and I know that it takes time, but damn it, I don't want to give them time. If they're trying to get into the play-in game, they don't have time. I get, well, they're going to gel, and guys got to get used to having Fox out there.
That was going to be
blah,
my next cliche sports analyst.
Yeah, it's funny.
Give it time. Give this trade time.
We were saying that, Fox will have a trickle-down effect on the rest of the roster, which is a good thing because it frees up Vassell. He don't have to be the second-best guy they've got.
Right.
Vassell's just all right. He's a solid player. Now you make him the 3rd or 4th best player you have. That's good. But here's the other. When you talk about the trickle-down effect from bringing a new guy in, it takes guys out of their customary rotation, their normal role. And so it can actually have a negative effect on a trickle-down if Devin Vassell all of a sudden just can't get used to being 3rd fiddle or the 4th Beatle or whatever.
Right.
And so I think we've seen some of that. The rest of this season, yes, is about trying to battle for the play-in game. But for the last 2 years, it's been about who can play with Wemby. Now the roster is who can play with those 2 guys.
Right.
Wemby and Fox.
Both.
And that makes it more complicated on the rest of the roster and figuring out who
Mitch.
can play with both of them. Correct.
And sometimes Mitch's lineups are head scratchers.
Right. You mean the acting coach and not the actual one? That's the other problem is they don't know who
pissed about who the
they
coach
don't know
is.
who the coach is going to be next season. And I'd kind of like to know that. That's first order of business when the season is over here in a month. And I don't anticipate they'll get back into playing contention. They've not looked like they're going to the last 4 games, even though they're 2-2. First order of business right off the shoot in the offseason is who the hell's the coach going to be? Is it going to be Mitch? Then give him the title. Is Pop coming back? Then tell us. Or let's go on a search and go get the best coach available for us.
So let's say Pop decided to retire. Are you saying you don't want Mitch when you say go out and get a coach?
I want others interviewed besides Mitch. I don't know that I want Mitch Johnson.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we've given him enough time to say whether he's passed or failed.
I think he's proven that he can manage the team and he can lead the guys, but is he the right X's and O's guy? Is that a guy you can win titles with, Mitch Johnson? I just don't know the answer to that.
Is he our Spo? Does he have potential to be our Eric Spoelstra?
Yeah, I think so.
Because remember when Spo came, we're like, well, when's Pat Riley? LeBron wanted Pat Riley to come down, and Pat was like, I'm not coming down. Spo's your guy. Because that started off ugly. Hell, even the first year they made it to the finals, they still got their ass handed to them. So it's still like, it's Spo the guy.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, look how long it took.
Even that team had they had the fake Ron.
The big three.
They had fake Ron Jeremy. They had Stan Van Gundy was kind of in that
before
he was
Spo.
in there too.
Before Spo, yeah.
I'd love him to be the Spo because if he winds up being Eric Spoelstra, it means he's one of the 10 best coaches in the league. That's what. Maybe, probably for sure, and a damn good manager. So. They won, man. I don't want to poo-poo on the win. That looked more like the Spurs that I thought we were getting when they first made.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pop champagne for beating the Wizards.
No,
the Wizards are trying to get Cooper Flag or AC or somebody, so I'm not popping champagne over that.
Poor
But
Cooper Flag, he's going to wind up playing for that god awful organization.
Pull a Eli,
sure, yeah.
Pull a John Elway,
Pull an Anthony Davis,
pull a Steve Francis.
Sure, do it all the other guys do.
I'm telling you, Wizards, I'm not coming. I'll go to Lithuania if the Wizards draft me.
I wonder how much longer. And now I'm just being blowhard sports talk guy here, but I think I might be onto something. I just don't see a world 20 years from now or 10 in which there are drafts anymore in pro sports. With what you're paying these guys, how can you continue this ridiculous system
where the worst team gets the best guy?
Right, and the individual has zero say-so on where he spends his future.
This has been a hot take of yours since I got over here.
I hate the draft.
I can't see it because we're America. We just don't do change.
Pro leagues don't. Although the NBA is, well, we'll see. I think the NBA is at a crossroads.
Look, I'm not. Everything you're saying makes sense.
Had a long back and forth with my family thread
about what
the league and what it needs to do here with LeBron on the cusp of retirement.
Luka May gave him 3 extra years. He looked like he was having a blast last night.
He did, which we'll get into. When LeBron retires, it won't be the same as when Tiger got old because he's still technically on the PGA Tour.
Right.
But the PGA took a massive hit when Tiger could no longer contend for majors, and was playing 5 tournaments a year.
Yeah, no one's watching.
Yeah, at some point, LeBron James is going to be done. And the league's going to have to figure out how to adjust to that. He's that big of an impact player. I see, Silver's already said, I like the idea of 10-minute quarters.
I do too. They'll cut down on this low management.
I know. Everybody hates the All-Star game. I'm gonna raise the bonus money and make them play a 4-team tournament. See how that goes. The league is trying to adjust.
They see there's issues in certain pockets of their demo.
Yeah, and now it's like we were talking about this yesterday. Kobe Bryant at his max, I think, made $21 million for the Lakers in 08-09. You know what Devin Vassell makes this year?
30?
$30 million. Devin Vassell is just a pretty eye kind of. He's a solid player.
Making $30 million. And
so far, he has not shown any propensity to be the kind of guy who can be a helper on a championship level team. He's a guy. He's solid. He's pretty good. He's pretty decent. That's a $30 million a year guy.
That's all right.
I cannot imagine. He makes $10 million more a season than Kobe Bryant ever made in salary.
And
it's insane.
Yeah.
And Kobe was number 1 in pay at that time,
He making more than Tim ever made.
Right. Just
think about that.
Right, for sure. Devin Vassell is the highest paid Spur of all time. Okay, I'm not saying that it shouldn't be that way. That's
crazy.
That's what
hear.
the demand and the
Say
supply.
That again.
Devin Vassell is the highest paid San Antonio Spur ever.
Yearly.
Yes. He has the highest annual salary than any player that's ever laced it up in San Antonio.
That don't even sound right.
It's crazy.
That's what we're. They're making money. The league's making money. The league has to be healthy when you're paying Dame Lillard 60.
Right. Yeah, I'm not saying they shouldn't pay him that much because the demand is there.
It is what it is.
The money is there. The market is that's what the market is. But I just don't see how you can make that much money. And you start talking about the lack of American superstars. The face of the Lakers is now Slovenian. The face of the Nuggets is whatever the hell he is. The face of the Spurs is a Frenchman. The face of the Bucks is a Greek. Boston's the only one's got the Americans that
Shai
win.
Gilgeous-Alexander, he's probably the MVP.
Canadian.
He's Canadian.
Yeah, the league's got things, and maybe they would say, "Oh, Euro's taking over the league." That's a great thing. Maybe that's what they think. But my dad and people where I get my hair cut, sorry, we want to see some American stars.
Yeah. So what Silver has to do is, so behind closed doors, they're popping champagne like we have the world. The NFL doesn't have the world. Cheers, cheers. But there is an American fan base that is slowly but surely walking away from the NBA. They have so right now, Silver has to find a way to pacify us spoiled Americans that don't like this brand of basketball. But across the world, no one's, other than soccer, obviously, no one's touching the NBA. And that includes baseball as far as the world goes because of Giannis, Luka, Wemby,
right,
Shea, etc. So they're as far as like what the direct deposits look like, they're fine. But you're losing America if you haven't pretty much damn near lost it. And the networks are like, I don't give a shit about your streams in China.
Yeah.
I TNT or I Amazon or ABC, I gave you $4 billion and I'm not getting enough eyeballs. Right. That's where Silver's dilemma is.
Yeah, for sure. Jalen Brunson can't be the American face of the NBA once LeBron is done. We need someone even better than that. Maybe it's Cooper Flagg. I don't know. Him playing in Washington will not help. So just thinking about the NBA in the future and where things are and what it looks like and the money that's being made. I don't know how you can continue this insanity where you have a draft and you determine your draft order with a ping pong draw. Are you serious? This is a $15 billion company here. We're going to draw ping pong balls to determine our entire future.
But by your theory, hot sports take, Wemby goes to the Celtics. You're okay with that?
I believe in free enterprise. I think teams ought to sign who they want.
I think I want to go play with Luka and Kyrie. Like, let's just go off of last year's final. I think I want to go play with Luka and Kyrie. I'm gonna go be a Maverick.
It's what the Dodgers are doing.
That's not okay.
Because there's no salary cap.
Cooper Flagg gets to go to the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah,
that's not okay.
But you shouldn't be forced to go to who gets you. It's not American. It's not capitalism. That's not free will. A draft. We haven't had a draft in anything but pro sports since Vietnam, and that didn't go well either. It is In the Building, presented in part by Ribaldo Realty Group. My man, Jay Ribaldo.
What up, Jay Rizzy?
What's up, Jay Rizzy?
Oh, it's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
We'll still say what's up to him.
I wanted to give him a heads up.
What's up, Jay?
He likes to text me at all hours of the day, which I love.
Well, Jay,
if you send me one after 11, I might not see it till the next day. So shout out to Jay. He's going to come out to our little land sale we're having March the 1st. Can I plug that?
Where is it at?
Floresville. We're having an open land look on March 1st. It's a Saturday. So from 10 a.m. to like probably 1 or 2, we're going to have food and beverage and tables and chairs to come hang out. I'm going to be selling barbecue tickets. Just come out and hang out with me. And it's going to be on this property. And if you're interested, so it doesn't technically have an address yet. It's a bunch of land that the company owns. And if you're interested in looking at land and you're looking at buying acres to build a house or build a deer stand, because most of these properties are unlimited in what you can do. You don't have to build a house on all of it.
Right.
We're having a land look on March 1st, and Jay's supposed to come. So shout out to Jay. The text messages after 11 are fine, but I might not see it till the next day because by then I've clicked my phone off. Do you turn your phone off at some point? Or do you leave it on just in case?
No, I leave it on.
Even the ringer?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I turn the
only people out
down.
here from that late are my in-laws, so we keep it on. Never know with my in-laws.
So Nina keeps hers on. So I've told my kids if it's an emergency, call her. Because Daddy turns the phone off at 11. Because I'm fit. If I don't get my sleep, then you're preventing you're taking time off the back of my life. Because at this age, I'm supposed to sleep well, kids. So don't call me.
Well, because he's a bar owner, I might hear like last night. I got a text from Frank at like midnight.
Yeah. Because he lives that vampire life.
Yeah, he lives that vampire life. So at midnight, my wife's looking at me like, "Who the hell?" I was like, "It's Frank." There.
If you're interested in our land sale, just come out and look at land. If you're interested in looking at land down in the Floresville area, reach out to me via email. Or DM me on any one of the socials we have. All right, just letting you know. Thank you. It's on March the 1st. I'll continue to promote it on social media. Speaking of, we do have social media now. We have an In the Building Facebook page,
IG and TikTok.
We have an Instagram and a TikTok. The handles
go like and follow us on all of those, please.
The handles are at In the Building Show. I'm going to start. You're going to see me start posting here. I need to have a weaning process to go away from my personals to the In the Building one.
I've been posting on the on the Facebooky.
Good. Yeah, I have too a little bit too. I need to do.
There's no underscore, right? It's just In the Building Show.
See, In the Building Show. All right. At 9:30, we have an announcement coming up here that I'm happy about. So we'll tell them what that is here at about 9:30. So we talked about the Kendrick Lamar halftime show the other night a little bit.
A lot of hidden symbolism in the performance.
I didn't even occur to me when I just thought it was entertaining. And I'm glad that I didn't notice the subliminal messages that he was trying to send. Because at that point, I'm 3 beers in, I'm watching football, the game's a laugher. I just want to get entertained.
And that's what it worked.
I don't have any problem with political stances.
I don't know if it was political
symbolism. His whole thing is, I'm not Jesus. I can't be your savior. I just make rap music.
And I'm also not here to tap dance for you, because he had a bunch of huge records that he did not perform.
Right. Yeah. My favorite Kendrick song is called The Blacker the Berry.
I can't believe he didn't open with that, considering everybody was black. It was a black power type performance.
Yeah.
I can't believe he didn't start with Blacker the Berry. I thought he probably should have.
That's a controversial tune in that he actually challenges the black community to work on its issues.
Right.
I mean, that's a hey, we're great people. Let's quit fucking ourselves up here with some of the issues we have in the community. And that tune it's hard. So it didn't even occur to me, because all of his dancers were in red, white, and blue. The red and the white.
They made a flag. You didn't see the flag down the middle, and then the row down the middle, like the country divided.
3 beers in here. Is that what that meant? A country divided?
Right.
Interesting. And so did the guys in blue represent the Crips, and the guys in red represented the Bloods? Is that what that was?
I don't know.
I think it was. It was American flag and criticism of the gangland scene that continues to this day where Kendrick Lamar's from, outside Compton. The more I've thought about it, I was just entertained. And everybody has a massive opinion on the halftime show every year.
Well, this is the thing. The boomers hate it.
Well, they're going to.
And I guess what? And I'm not mad at them, because when they were doing the Doors and all of that weird shit, I hated it. You know what I mean?
I don't think the Doors have played the Super Bowl, but I know what you mean. Bands like that.
Yeah, bands like that. You know what I mean? Like I didn't like that.
Yeah.
So I get why certain people like, and then especially considering you're not playing the tunes that a few of these people may have heard. So you combine that with, if you don't listen to rap, it's already hard to understand them. You combine we don't know the songs, and it's 1,000 black people on the field. Like, black overload. You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking at it. I'm just looking at how I would look at it if it was like, oh, okay. Because I remember we went through the Super Bowl time where it's like, who are these old white guys? And why does the NFL continue to run out these old white people when 66% of your league is black, or 50-something% of your league is black? What are we doing?
Yeah. And I like Kendrick's whole he always keeps it vague. Whatever your interpretation of my art is, go for it. But I'm not here. I'm no savior. But anyway, here's a bunch of amazing lyrics to symbolize all these different problems we have. But I'm not your savior.
I don't even know who puts that together. Kendrick thinks different.
Sweet. Yeah, for sure. And I'm sure he had a lot of creative input. But who did? That's Jay-Z's company that does the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it looks like he got it right. He took a lot of heat for not having Lil Wayne, but regardless, everybody's talking about it.
I watched it again.
Because the game sucked.
Yeah.
Kendrick took over yesterday. Yesterday was all about Kendrick and people breaking down everything that he was saying and doing. His little 4'6" ass.
I bag on people for I'm always telling my kids, quit getting caught up in politics and social issues. Just fucking try to enjoy something. And there's a time for that for sure. I'm not trying to be shut up and dribble guy.
No, I know.
But sometimes I do want to just watch ball. But on that platform, you have to anticipate who's ever going to do the halftime is not going to just. They're going to go out there and they may make statements subliminally. I thought it was great. I thought his show was good. It was solid. And rap's not always solid live. It's hard to do well.
That's why Wayne wasn't picked.
Maybe because
he's not good. He's not good
sucks
live.
Now.
He's not good live. He's good in a setting where it's there's 20,000 people that just love him and can sing along.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about 65,000 and you're trying to cover 100 yards, it's different. It's different. It's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, how old is Wayne though?
How old is Wayne?
Yeah, because
30-something.
Yeah, and
maybe early 40.
I think he's drank too much of that cough syrup shit. Because every time I hear him talk, he sounds like this.
He has.
Yeah, I just don't know that he's capable of doing the halftime like that. Because the energy that Kendrick spent during that thing.
Yeah, Wayne is out of shape. Wayne smoked all day long, drink all day long. Absolutely. I don't want to see. I love Wayne riding around in my car, not on my field at halftime.
Well, since you're representing the company today with your shirt, let's just get into it. It's the official liquor store of our show. Thank you to Texas Cheer Liquor, one of our proud sponsors, who we're proud to promote each and every morning. It is the great Texas Cheer Liquor. There are 7 locales, 6 in San Antonio, one's up in Barney. And at all of them, you go in there and you mention in the building, and you will get yourself a 5% discount on all things you buy. Whether it's beer, wine, tequila, whiskey, sake, whatever it is, or
sake is good,
or the lit kits.
I've caught LG off some sake a couple times.
LG drinks good sake.
Yeah, that's when his eyes get low.
Yeah,
that's not racist. I'm just saying his eyes get low.
Yeah, as in faded, as in he's had too many little. That shit sneaks up on you.
Yeah,
that's because I love the flavor, and they serve it to you in a cup this small. And so I'm like, next.
I like the sake bomb.
The
hot sake, drop it in the beer.
Mm-hmm.
That's an American thing. They usually sip sake out of a regular glass.
I don't like it. I don't like the taste of it by itself.
Yeah. Shooting it. Well, you sip it in Japan. You shoot it in America. Like tequila.
I like the fortune cookie bullshit, like some American-made bullshit that's really not.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's that's like Tex-Mex. That's Asian Tex-Mex is sake bomb. I like enchiladas, but we're going to put spinach in it, motherfucker.
Yeah. Or avocado.
Hey, be careful.
Avocado is great for you, by the way.
Oh, it's great for you. And I've tried to eat more avocados lately because I'm afraid they're going to go away. Or they're going to cost $18 for one because of tariffs to Mexico.
Not getting political today.
That
was Mike Taylor.
No, I'm not political. I'm saying you cannot. If avocados go from $1 an avocado to $11,
you won't be getting.
That's not political. That's mathematical. I won't be eating avocados anymore. But they don't sell avocados at Texas Cheer. They sell hooch.
Well, if he thought he could make some money off of it, he would.
He might. An avocado martini or something like that.
We got oranges.
They do. Yeah, I know. But y'all do have oranges and limes. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. It's all 5% off when you mention in the building, including the lit kits, in which they do all these mixed drinks, these big buckets, these giant jars here that you're looking at if you're watching the show. These lit kits, all different concoctions. It's super easy. You pick the one that looks like you might like it the best and take it all out, pour it all back in, mix it up, stir it up, open the spigot, and off you go. It's Texas Cheer.
He actually FaceTimed me. Shout out to the listener. Mm-hmm. What was that, Saturday? AD FaceTimed me while I was at work, and he was at store 8. A couple of our listeners drove way across town to get a couple lit kits.
Nice.
So shout out to them.
Good to hear.
Got to meet them.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted me to tell you and LG what up.
Someone says that Lil Wayne's 42.
Okay.
That's an old 42.
Yeah, because it just feels like he's older because he started at 13.
And I wonder about all the substances.
And the face tats.
Yeah, I mean, he may be 42, but his heart's mangy. 118, maybe.
Yeah.
Worry about him. And you don't see him as much anymore. And again, when you do see him, how you doing? I don't think I can do the halftime show. That's
he does have a new album coming out, Carter 6.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Probably had a whole lot of help with that too. I just don't see. He seems like he's 80.
Yeah.
I don't see him dancing all around a Super Bowl stage the way Kendrick did the other night.
No, not a chance.
That dude blew 5,000 calories in that thing. It was pretty impressive. All right. A man who was taking care of his body over the years, who's 40 and has the body of a Greek statue, is LeBron James. Arguably the greatest basketball player of all time.
PEDs.
Certainly the greatest basketball
PEDs
player of his generation. Sorry. That's a horrible thing to say.
Allegedly. You don't think he's on any PEDs? Like, this is YouTube, so it lives forever. Opinion, no facts, no nothing. Nothing. I have no facts, nothing. I'm just saying, in my opinion, look, and again, all PEDs don't make you huge. Ask Lance Armstrong. Like,
that was different.
We're not talking about Barry Bonds type PEDs. We're talking about like EPO, blood thinning, makes your endurance.
That was Lance.
That's Lance. Yeah. That type of stuff.
Platelet.
If you think LeBron James doing this, dunking, running, still one of the best players in the league at 40, whatever he is, no PEDs at all?
Well, if he's using them, they're working. And how do I get me some of that?
I would use it too.
And use it. What is it though?
It could be. There's a lot of.
I mean, I could take a shot of cocaine. That's a
there's a lot of things
enhancer,
you could use,
at least in the interim time. I could smoke a joint to calm my nerves before a game.
I'm just saying,
is that an enhancer? Is that a PED?
It ain't all sauna and cryotherapy.
Fine. So, you're talking to a guy who couldn't care less about that shit.
Fair. Me either.
At all. I don't think it should be outlawed. None of it. I think it should be regulated and sold and taxed like all the other drugs that are like marijuana. I don't know why leagues ban certain things, but they do. The Olympic Committee is the worst. I'm just trying to segue into the Laker game by pointing him out. LeBron is such a war cry, a lightning rod.
Polarizing. And Mike texted me the other day.
I love LeBron, and I don't like people that don't like him.
He texted me something. Did you see what LeBron did last night? Mike wasn't doing that at 40, just saying. And I was like, you know what? I'm not taking that bait today.
Mike couldn't do that at 40.
No, it's just too many cigars, too much drink.
Yeah, and it didn't treat his body like a temple.
No, he didn't.
The way
not at all.
LeBron does.
Mike smoking a cigar before the game, after the game, rolling in at 4 in the morning.
And so that's another interesting dynamic in a guy that takes probably as good a care, no matter what he's putting in his body, he takes as good a care of himself as anybody in pro sports.
Him and Tom are here. Everybody else
bringing
falls.
in a guy who just got traded because they think he's not a hard worker. So this would be an interesting dynamic. The hardest worker in the league against a Euro who smokes and is like, maybe I feel like
beers taken away from him after
has
Western
to get
Conference
beer
Finals.
taken away from him.
Which I still don't know if Finley should have did that.
I paid a lot of attention to the Lakers this week, as you might imagine.
We all did.
So it was a hell of a day for them. Well, a hell of a couple of days. So that center they tried to trade for, the league has now nixed the trade.
The physical and
the guy passed. He didn't. Mark Williams, kid from Duke, he didn't pass the physical. Now the Lakers are filing a protest, trying to get the league to look at him again because they're trying to get some front rim protection for these other.
Because AD's gone.
Yeah,
and Luke is in, so your defense has gone down, right?
Then we find out yesterday that Luka has donated $500,000 to fire relief.
Already?
Mm-hmm. He's an Angelino.
So he landed and scratched a check for $500K?
$500K, $500,000.
I missed that.
Fire relief. He is all in. He's an Angelino.
I just wonder, again, it was the Jazz. I would consider that they would love Cooper Flag in Utah.
Oh, my.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. But, so they're probably borderline
not if the Pacers get him first.
Right. Right. But, I look, I know it was Utah Jazz, but part of me last night was like, damn, I do think they're going to be worse defensively. But they could also have the opportunity to be really, really good as well because of those two.
Right.
So, again, I don't want to get too hype over them beating Utah, but what I saw last night, I was like, damn.
The day started off, also part of the day was, so LeBron texted Luka and told him, it's your game. You do you tonight. I'm following you. Take over. And so Luka was like, that meant a lot to me.
He wants some help that AD didn't really provide at times.
And then when they did the starting five last night, so the great Lawrence Tanter, the longtime PA guy for the Lakers, Kobe Bryant. I can't do him. It's ridiculous. He's so awesome.
He's great.
So he always does LeBron last when they do the starting introductions. Last night, LeBron told Lou Tanter, do Luka last. I love that. And then then they went to the huddle, and LeBron screamed at Luka, Luka, be your effing self. Don't fit in. Fit the fuck out. Be yourself.
I like it.
Screamed at him. And he was rusty. He hadn't played in a while, and he was on a minutes restriction. But chemistry looked fine.
Looked good to
me. And I know it was against the Jazz.
Looked good to me.
Yeah. I think they might be winning chips in L.A. Not one, maybe not one, maybe two. Not two, not three. They're going to win big with Luka. And it was also telling, and we have a guest that we're going to get to in a minute, but it was also telling, and we'll move on, that on a night in which the Mavericks played, Dirk Nowitzki, the legendary Maverick himself, decided to be in L.A. for Luka's first game with the Lakers.
I ain't got shit to do with what happened up there.
What a big FU to the Mavericks by Dirk Nowitzki last night.
Yeah,
that's not my Mavericks.
Yeah.
My Mavericks were Mark Cuban and Steve Nash and all that.
Yeah. I like it.
Well, did you see the scene in Dallas? We should get to that in a minute,
we'll
too.
Get to that after.
That is a disaster. My God. All right. It is in the building. I promised a big announcement for this time in the morning, so let's not bury it anymore. All right. So as a company, we would like to announce right now that we are expanding. When we started this company, we have an entire YouTube channel. There's unlimited room for content. Rudy and I and LG, we can't do every show that we do. At some point, we need to get some help in here, get some other shows, turn this thing into a legit podcast network.
Give y'all more items on the menu.
For sure.
You as Love You Hard subscribers, we want y'all to be able to open up our menu and be like, hey, this is what I want today.
Right. We need other stuff.
Yeah, we need some appetizers. We need some more entrees.
Correct.
Yeah.
I want to build something that lasts here a long time. And at some point, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be 60. And no one's going to give a damn what I think about anything anymore. I'm just going to be some old man. So, we might as well try and get some help in here. So this is a big deal. We are announcing this morning that starting here pretty soon, I'll let him talk about it. Love You Hard TV is going to be having a second podcast in addition to In the Building. So starting maybe this week, we'll ask him. We have a new show we're introducing. Some guys that have been around doing this for a while, but now we are bringing them into our fold. It's a show called Baseline Bums. All right? It is a Spurs-centric podcast by super Spurs fans that have been doing this for a hot minute. Baseline Bums, obviously a take on the old school crazy fans that would show up at the arena downtown and go nuts. And there's still a little bit of there's still some stragglers from back in the day. So without further ado, I want to introduce to y'all a guy called AJ Flores. I was on this show month and a half ago or something like this. They had me in this swanky ass condo at the very top.
I saw that. It was a good look.
Of the hell's that? The Hyatt. The Hyatt. What the hell's that? What's the big one? AJ, what the hell? Where was I at, AJ?
Grand Hyatt.
The Grand Hyatt, yeah. Clearly a place I can't afford to stay. At the top of they brought me in. I thought I was going to have a link. I was be at home. It was going to look like this. No, I went to the top of the Grand Hyatt, overlooking the city, white plush couch and carpet. I thought I was on the scene of a pornography. It was,
You were on
and
the
I
couch.
say that, and
You
I,
were
when
on
I
the
say
couch.
that, AJ, I'm being not. I'm that's like a term of endearment. It looked cool, man. It did look cool when I was on with you, and I appreciate y'all pulling out the stops for me.
Hit that mute button, AJ. You muted yourself.
All right, so AJ and a guy called Rob and another guy. It's a
on the
3-man
browser.
show. They do baseline bums. So they overreact to Spurs games and where the Spurs are. And it's a good time to bring him in here with the trade for Fox and the playoff run and Wemby and all this kind of thing. So we thought we would have a second show. Billy Morgan's like, was that the casting couch? No. I thought it was at first. I thought, what are they going to ask me to do here? AJ, did you fix your mic, Holmes? Can you hear me? Can you talk?
Nah, it says here, guest has muted
Oh,
themselves.
you unmute yourself, AJ. Probably the browser.
There you go.
We brought in a guy.
Can you hear me?
Oh, he's like me. He can't hardly work his own equipment. What's up, man? How you doing? Good morning.
What's going on, guys? Appreciate
What
that
up?
introduction. And we were to get Mike to do some videos, but he said no, he had to go, so we couldn't make that happen.
Well, I just met you, and I don't normally like men with facial hair, so I'm going to have to get paid.
Jesus.
Well, dude, welcome. I appreciate you coming on this morning. And I'll put you on the spot right off the top. When can we look for the first episode that we'll play here on Love You Hard TV?
Sure. Well, you can find us right now on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Blue Sky. We do it all. Baseline Bums Podcast is our handle across the board. You can expect probably the first episode here on Love You Hard, probably on morning coming Friday or Saturday. We're going to watch the Celtics game tomorrow night and then react to that and see, kind of where this team goes here in the future. We're super excited. We've been doing this for about 3.5 years now. So we were doing a Spurs podcast when we didn't have anything. And, just kind of going through that whole thing and getting Wemby. I mean, it's been a whirlwind of a few years for us.
Yeah, y'all started a podcast at the worst time in franchise history when they were horrible. So I'm sure it's nice to see some payoff. And it shows that you're dedicated to the team and paying attention to them.
Absolutely. And it's tough when you're trying to find positives and you're going, well, 21 points a game. So that's cool. So, we're just happy to kind of turn that corner. And now that we have De'Aaron Fox, I think we're going to get a lot more eyeballs and it's going to be fun. It's going to be an exciting time for a Spurs fan, but we just got to get out of this little drought that we're in. We can't be blowing leads to the Washington Wizards.
No. I sound like Jerry. Or the Orlando Magic. Or even 1 point wins against the Hawks are no longer acceptable either. I need this thing to look good. Not saying it has to be where it was 10 years ago, but with Fox on board, I need this team to start looking like a legit team again. It's been too long.
What size is that Duncan jersey? It looks like my 6-year-old could fit it. Y'all know you didn't wear. Did you fit that at some point? What the hell is that? Your kids?
It's actually a large jersey.
Is it? Okay, it looks tiny.
It's an illusion.
Okay,
Large
ain't bad. But now the other day when we were meeting, you were like, "Yo, Rudy, I got to get you straight. Got to get you on the show. There's some things that you be saying that I don't quite agree with. Any one thing come to mind?"
Well, I was mostly referring to over the summer when you were talking about Team USA basketball and France is soft and all this other stuff. Because I do think this past year might have been the last time Team USA is going to be at the absolute mountaintop.
Here we go.
We did it.
Shit. Here we
But
go with this shit.
I do think in 2028 it's going to be a little different. Now, of course, there's probably some kids that I don't know about that's going to be on the team or something like that. But also France and EuroLeague, Australian basketball, I watch it all, and they're all kind of creeping up on NBA, and they play a lot more physical. So, Rudy, in 4 years we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it then. But you know what? I saw this story with Manu, and I see San Antonio about to do it again. And Mike and we had our debates about it this past summer. You San Antonians really turn y'all are gung-ho Americans until a Spurs is playing for another country. Then all of a sudden y'all are like, hey, go Argentina, go France. Like, wait, I thought we were supposed to be patriots. Why do y'all so quick in San Antonio to turn your back on your country because of Manu or because of, I can see it now. Mike bought he didn't buy one. Someone bought him one. Mike came in here with a French jersey on, bro. What is wrong with you people? You people.
Never thought I'd say that. I never thought I would wear that either. You couldn't have told 20-year-old me I'd be wearing a French national shirt one day.
I love that jersey though.
I've been trying to find myself a Mamu, Georgia jersey, but I just can't seem to find that anywhere.
Yeah, it's for a reason.
I think it's cool that we're known as a global team. You know, hell, now the face of the Lakers is a European. The face of the Bucks is a European. The face of the Nuggets is a European. The face of the Thunder is a Canadian. The face of the Spurs is a Frenchman. Hey, American players need to get their shit together and get back to the fundamentals and quit all that fancy dunking and behind the back passing bullshit and learn the fundamentals. Coaching's an issue, I think, on a youth level. Guys, we don't have a league now. Like in France, Wemby's been a pro. He's been getting paid to play since he was 16.
Yeah.
He grew up in a basketball camp. Went to school they don't give a shit. They're just like, well, let's open up a school for hoopsters.
If you're going pro, you don't need to know how to read.
Right. But he does. Right. Technically, you're right. They have to go to class. Yeah. It's taken more serious. They've turned basketball into what they do for soccer overseas, and it's catching up to us as Americans.
No,
I think we have a problem. The lack of American star is an issue.
We have a guy in the chat today that said, and Justin said, in 2028, France will reign supreme. And maybe they will.
And
it was tough this year.
Well,
Steph had to go crazy for us to win this year. So I hear where Justin's coming from. I just can't pick against us. Like Steph literally hit some like impossible shots, and we still barely beat France.
Right. Yeah. Look at what, AJ?
Well, you also look at the college level too. A lot of these schools are going out to Europe and getting players and paying them, basically decent money in order for them to play for their school. And so now you're seeing a lot more people from Australia, from Europe, Asia that are, big guys or really fast guards, and they're out there just getting paid to play ball. And, we're going to start seeing some of those guys go to the NBA, or maybe they'll just hang out in college. I saw a stat the other day that a handful of basketball players, I think for Auburn, if I'm not mistaken, are like 26 years old or 25 years old.
That's cheating. That's why they're number one in the country. Damn cheaters.
Crazy.
Yeah, grown-ass men on the team.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, man. Look, we're happy. We're excited. And congratulations. We look forward to it. And let's stay in touch all the time. You're a colleague now, Holmes, a partner on our show.
Let me know
on our network.
When I need to come hand you your ass on your own network, on your own show.
Oh.
Rudy, you're welcome anytime. You're welcome anytime.
Wow.
I want to be in the penthouse, though. Like Mike, you got to put me in the penthouse.
How about AJ, his introductory press conference here, and he goes right at you?
I like it.
I like it too.
Don't hold back because it's not personal.
Like
it's just sports.
Yeah, what they say when you're a new inmate somewhere, you go up to the big black guy and punch him in the face.
Yeah. hey, this big black guy punches back.
Well, of course, but you still get respect. All right, dude. Well, look, we look forward to it. Every time y'all drop a show, obviously we're gonna run it here on Love You Hard, and we'll give you a lot of love, and hopefully the Spurs will get to the frickin' playoffs, and we can really have a lot of fun with y'all's podcast.
Fingers crossed.
Thank you, AJ.
Then we're going honking if that's the case.
Absolutely.
Jesus.
By the way, just real quick, because everyone, you know how territorial we all are in this part of the country. What's your background like? Where'd you grow up? Where'd you go to school and all that jazz?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm originally from San Antonio. I went to private school for about 8 years at St. Gregory the Great Catholic School off of Crossroads.
Oh, big St. Greg.
And then I went to then my parents took me out of that, and I went to Bernie. So I graduated from Bernie High School back in 2008. Then I went to Texas Tech. So I'm a diehard Red Raider. And my favorite soccer team also is Arsenal. So if you guys ever want to talk Premier League, let's do it. I'm here for it.
All right.
Rudy especially.
School, Bernie. Good Lord. I mean, yeah.
Hey, we don't put knuckleheads on our network. We put educated men. Although he went to Tech. What's your degree in? Coloring?
It's called the Harvard of West Texas. How dare you, Mike?
What's your degree in?
Communication.
Communications. Okay.
Yeah, with a minor in English, because everyone at Tech needed a minor at the time. So
all right,
that's kind of where we're at. But I got out in 4 years, and I'm proud to say that. I didn't. I know plenty of people who did a couple of victory laps, but I got out in 4 years. So I went in August of 2008, and I got out in August of 2012.
Cool.
So
and
I'll take that.
Arsenal fan. Good Lord.
It's worth bragging about. All right, dude. Thank you, man, for stopping down.
Appreciate you, AJ. Looking forward to it, man.
Looking forward to it, Holmes.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.
We'll have you on again soon. There he is. Thank you, man. AJ Flores of the Baseline Bums podcast.
That's now on Love You Hard TV.
Now on Love You Hard TV. We own them now. We own them. I'm excited. I always wanted to put more content is king, as you always say.
It is.
And we can't do it all. I'm busy. I'm up to my ass in alligators helping run my role on the business side.
Right.
So this is good. I'm excited. These guys they're going to drop their
and
pod
we'll be looking to add more.
At least once a week, some weeks two.
Yeah.
And as soon as they drop one, we'll run it on our show.
I didn't know he went to Tumbleweed University.
I didn't either. He probably told me that and I forgot.
Can they even drink water in Lubbock yet from the faucet?
I doubt it.
Because I had 2 cousins that went there.
No, it's got to be filtered.
Yeah, it's like.
Cool fun fact about him. He actually currently lives in Fort Worth.
Oh.
His wife works there, so they moved up there. So he's Fort Worth based right now.
But he's San Antonio grown.
Oh, sure, absolutely. So that's the Baseline Bums podcast, thanks to AJ Flores.
What up, AJ?
Our own radio show begin In the Building Radio. It's another reason why we need help with content on the YouTube channel because we're branching out. Rudy and I begin In the Building Radio on the Lopez Broadcasting Network on March the 6th, every Thursday night, 6 to 7. Rudy and I will be doing a radio show for 1 hour once a week. So you old fogies that won't watch YouTube, although they're not seeing this because they don't watch YouTube. This is for all these old men.
Download the app.
That won't watch us on the YouTube channel. They beg for radio. So we're going back to radio 1 day a week starting on Thursday, March the 6th on K Alamo here in San Antonio. Our show is going to be aired on Tejano stations in Victoria and Corpus, El Paso, and Uvalde. Puro pinche syndication.
92.1. They told us 92.1 is the go-to in San Antonio. But if you're like me, you prefer to listen. I already downloaded the app. Download the K Alamo app.
Correct.
And a much easier listen.
Absolutely. And then
and Roku, right?
Yeah, we're on their Roku, so we're going to be like, I know I've gotten used to being on video here every day, but the radio show is going to be on Roku now too. So I feel more pressure to like up my wardrobe. I've been threatening to get better clothes. Just haven't done it.
Yeah, you got a month. Now
there's an urgency that I've got to get better dressed. So thank you, and thanks to AJ. So we've announced In the Building Radio this week. We got Baseline Bums podcast coming to Love You Hard TV. I'm excited, highly excited,
and we still cooking.
And still cooking. Yeah, never stops.
Sit tight.
Absolutely.
Sit tight.
Never
we still
stops.
Cooking.
All right. It was a disaster. What a disastrous scenario that's played out in Dallas. Look, nobody says that Anthony Davis sucks. He's just soft.
He's just injury prone.
Yeah. And when he's healthy, him with Kyrie Irving, with Daniel Gafford.
That first half he had the other night.
Yeah, with Gafford.
Was insane.
PJ Washington. They don't even have Derek Lively. When he's back next season, Dallas is a formidable team going into next year.
Sure.
However,
I don't even think he moved into his apartment or home yet before he's possibly out for the season. Speaking of AD,
effing
that
disaster
sucks.
In Dallas, where Anthony Davis now, he said it wasn't that bad after the game. I saw that looked like a groin tear to me.
Yeah,
and in Alas it was an adductor, which is the groin.
Right.
Anthony Davis has been ruled out for multiple weeks. And that Mark Stein was saying yesterday that, and they haven't said anything this morning, but they got together yesterday, his team, the Mavericks, medical people,
right,
to determine whether or not to just go ahead and operate on his groin, because it's been a problem all season. He may not play again for the Mavs this season. He got 2.5 quarters. Not even 2.5 quarters.
This will be the first time AD rushes himself back.
Unbelievable. Well, he probably rushed back this past week.
Yeah, he's probably going to. LeBron wearing number 77 in the practice shoot-around. Mm-hmm. The way the Mavs fans pretty much rioted outside American Airlines.
And inside last night, too.
He has a lot to prove.
Dude.
And it's no way he's not going to be able to fill that shoe, right? But what you can do when just come back from this injury as quickly as possible and do what you did in that first half the other night. That first half, I think he had 24 in the first half. He was a man on a mission. He's pissed off.
Yeah, he was screaming at Mavs fans, "I'm here."
Yeah, he should be pissed off. But he has a lot to prove. So I think he'll be. I think he'll be back.
So Mavs fans hearing the worst case scenario news on Anthony Davis. Well, he's month to month these days. They show up last night in a lather. Multiple fans got ejected from the American Airlines Center last night for taunting Patrick Dumont, the owner. And good on Dumont. He flew down from Vegas and went to the game. And he showed himself. I respect that.
I respect that.
Nico Harrison showed up too, the general manager.
Like I'm not gonna let you take all these bullets alone, Nico.
Right.
I had some hand in this as well.
Fire Nico chants. Worse than that, F you Nico chants. In their own arena, man. I don't recall.
I knew Dallas loved
anything
Luka.
like this.
I didn't know they were obsessed with Luka. Like I knew they really liked Luka. I didn't know it was this. Like what they did out front of the arena the other day, I was like, oh, he's y'all's guy.
That was a damn near riot. It'd be like the Spurs trading Tim Duncan at 25 years old,
Yeah.
What? Although he's been there since he was 19, so it'd be like the Spurs trading Timmy after his 6th season in the league. Granted, Timmy had a title by then, but you know what I'm saying? He's that beloved. That beloved. So last night we get multiple fans ejected, and poor Mark Cuban, he's been able to stay pretty free
even
of
though
bullets.
he still owns 20-something%.
Right. He's been able to kind of avoid the bullets, and he's insisted he had nothing to do with this, and he is disappointed. But last night, fans were even jumping on Mark at one point.
Why?
I don't know.
They're idiots.
Probably pissed at him for selling to the wrong people.
Oh, got you.
And so at one point, Cuban stands up and is like, "Shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down," trying to get people to calm.
Damn.
So Cuban's getting into it last night, cussing at his own fans. The owner's being threatened. There was some reporter reported that the Mavericks have let it come out that Nico's been threatened with physical harm. Got reporters calling the Dallas police to see if any reports have been filed. None have been filed, but the Mavericks let it float that, no, we didn't call the cops yet, but we do have people threatening these people. You can't threaten our employees, and they are.
Damn.
This is out of hand. There are Mavericks fans, my cousin being one of them, who would rather not win a championship and keep Luka than buy a championship with Anthony Davis and lose Luka. They love him. He's their son. Even Luka has joked the last couple of weeks. They're asking him, "You seen what's going on in Dallas?" "Yeah." "They love you that much?" "Yeah, that's because I'm a Texan." Because he loves Texas. He just bought a $15 million house in Dallas.
Well, luckily it didn't go through. I think he got out of it.
Was he able to get out of it? God almighty. Just an ugly, ugly scene. Kyrie Irving defended the fans last night.
What?
So did Klay Thompson. This thing is going to get so ugly, Rudy, before it's over.
Especially now with AD hurt.
Dude, this thing's...
Only because he's always hurt, and this is what you traded for.
Rudy, Anthony Davis does not want to be associated with the worst trade in modern history. I can see Anthony Davis trying to get out of Dallas next season. Seriously. This thing is going to get... It looks like it's on the way to being even worse than any of us imagined.
I feel like...
They may have to wind up completely rebuilding and starting over after this.
The only thing I can compare it to, and you got to be about my age to remember this, is Edmonton trading the great one to the Kings.
Yeah.
Remember how bad that was?
Sure.
Because keep in mind what Gretzky was doing at that time for Edmonton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he won 3 cups, I think.
Yeah, and Edmonton trades him to the Los Angeles Kings, which, I mean, it was great for L.A. because L.A. didn't watch hockey. You get Wayne Gretzky over there to change. So it was great for LA, but right. Edmonton, my hockey people can, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think they ever really recovered.
No.
And those people ride.
It took 25, 30 years, but they did finally. I predict, this is, again, I have no, like you say, I have no sources. This is just trying to look at how things are going, just watching the history unfold. I could see a scene next year where Anthony Davis is like, "I want out of here. I don't want anything. This is not fair.
There's nothing he can do.
It's not fair to me.
Yeah, it's not his fault.
I don't want to be here.
Right.
I didn't want to be here to
I don't
begin
blame
with.
him.
I don't want to be here now. this is going to wind. And Kyrie Irving's 30 what? Klay Thompson is
4 or 5.
Klay Thompson's 30 what? The Mavericks are 2 years away from perhaps completely starting over because of this Luka trade.
Man, this is gonna make for a good 30 for 30. 10 years from now, this is gonna be a great 30 for 30.
It's gonna get he's gonna wind up out of the NBA. He's gonna go crawling back to Nike because he was a former VP, and they're gonna give him some lower level, off the grid job at Nike. He's gonna wind up being a punchline. That name, Nico Harrison, is gonna be a bad joke forever in that part of Texas. Klay Thompson last night asked, were all the fans protesting,
right?
Were you deflated as a Mavericks player? And Klay says, quote, "It's not our job to get deflated because people are upset. Our job is to convince them that there's really great days ahead, not just for this year, but for the next few years. I mean, people are going to say stuff, though, and that's understandable. I was a fan. I still am a fan. If I didn't agree with the trade, I'd probably voice my opinion, too. That's the beauty of sports. You go there to yell and be rambunctious sometimes, and they have a right to do that. Defending fans. Kyrie defending fans in that way that Kyrie does.
And he hates fans.
Yeah, but he gets, how Kyrie's Mr. Spiritual, Native American dude.
Yeah.
He's like Matthew McConaughey, always sees the deep.
Always.
Kyrie Irving, quote, "You just got to give everybody grace." Talking about fans booing.
Sure.
To see the emotions come out like that over basketball, that just shows you that basketball is not just a game to certain people. It's a spiritual experience. It's a connector piece, and they watch their favorite players, and they want to see them forever. So I run the side of just understanding where people are coming from. That's his way. They're defending fans. We get it. We totally get it. We just shit on our fan base. It's unbelievable. They're having to give refunds to season ticket holders who are demanding all their money back.
Because I don't have to do that. Like, they didn't have to do that, so I respect them for that as well. They had to put
a barricade around the Dirk Nowitzki statue because people were dumping their jerseys and like trying to set fires and shit. Not to the Dirk statue, but just by the statue as a symbol. They brought a coffin out there. Remember that? You see that Friday night during the protest?
Yeah.
They brought a coffin representing the death of the Mavericks. They are pissed, and I don't blame them.
I didn't. I knew they loved Luka. I didn't know they worshipped him.
He's a movie.
Love and worshiping are two totally different things.
Absolutely. And then Daniel Gafford wrecked his knee.
Yeah, that didn't look good.
That's like a bad hyperextension. And they wind up losing to the shitty Kings who have been mailing it in, a la the De'Aaron Fox to San Antonio deal. And for the first time ever, Jason Kidd skipped his post-game press conference last night with the media.
I don't think he's happy.
The league's going to find the shit out of him. You can't do that. Well, he don't care. I don't think Kidd wants to be there. Kidd feels cornered.
Kidd all but told Nico F off.
Pretty
in his
much.
Press conference. He was like, "Hey, I'm just letting you know I just cooked the
Guys,
groceries."
I'm just a coach.
Yeah.
Kidd's done. AD's going to get fed up real quick. Kyrie does not want to be around that kind of stuff. Klay Thompson didn't come to Dallas for them to I in good faith signed with y'all, and you trade the number one dude. I'm 35, y'all.
33.
Whatever it is. I mean, my knees are 55.
Mm-hmm.
Bad scene.
I like it.
Oh, it's delicious.
I love it.
It's a bad scene. I'm entertained.
I ain't no Mavs fan.
Good
luck.
You know what sucks is like I like when the Mavs are good and Houston's good. I like the in-state rivals. I like when the Mavs are in town. Oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
This is different. Mavericks are here.
Right.
The Rockets are going to become.
Ain't that the game you're going to?
I am going to see Dallas. Not with Anthony Davis now. Yeah, I've got tickets to the March the 10th game. Houston's taking off, and that's good. But
I love that Houston.
We don't
team.
hate Houston. They're just there.
Not right now.
We hate Dallas.
Right.
And so when Dallas is good, it's more entertaining.
Right.
I think Dallas is a year or two from having to completely overhaul all of it. That's how bad this thing's going to get. Bad. It's a good segue to Orlando Kill. Time for people I want to punch on in the building. Podcast here on Love You Hard TV. Who today, Rudy?
I punch everybody mad about the halftime show.
Okay.
It's like, again, we've sat through all walks of life and all walks of music in the Super Bowl halftime show. We had Bruno, we had Justin Timberlake, we had the old school rock bands. We've had everything. Like, it's not going to always be your genre every year. And I could see, NFL telling Jay-Z, hey, any white people you could schedule next year? I get it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people. There's 126 million people watching. So, but to be like mad about it and on your social media crying.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, yo, punch you, dude. Like, who gives a shit? Like, if that's the case, change it. Like
Right.
Kendrick even said it in the performance, turn that TV off.
Yeah.
I know that's one of the name of his songs, but turn your go to the kitchen, whatever party you're at, and ignore it. It
Right.
shouldn't bog down your Monday.
Yes. Why are we're so triggered by everything?
It's
stupid.
We're so lost. We're so lost. Like, it's again, I haven't liked but I never was like, oh, I can't believe it. Like, who cares? Like,
When's the last time you were like, who the fuck is that?
It's been a while.
Chili Peppers?
I like the Chili Peppers.
Tom Petty?
Chili Peppers are on my bucket list. I want to see them live.
What's that damn band? Oh God. This was like 6 years ago, maybe 5. Adam Levine's band.
Maroon 5?
Yeah, Maroon 5. Now that was
I like
ridiculous.
a couple of their tunes though.
Yeah, I know, but still.
But it didn't ruin my Monday.
Right. You didn't threaten to never watch
I'm more
football
mad at the
again.
game.
Right, the game stunk.
It was 24-0 at half, and you worried about.
And again, the halftime show is not for us. It's for our wives and drive-by fans that watch 2 or 3 games a year.
Man. Like, if the halftime show ruined your Monday, you, sir, have more problems than the NFL
Or you
does.
don't have any, and those are the things you bitch about. I wish I were you, where in this world where I've got to come up with mortgage and car payments, and God knows how I'm going to get my medical insurance paid this
not
month.
that serious.
The thing that pisses me off is Kendrick Lamar.
That's not
I
that
wish my
serious.
life was so devoid of challenges and problems that was what triggered me in my world. All right, I'm punching for I don't know, it's probably like the 4th or 5th time over the years. I'm punching Tex.CEO Darren Scott.
Oh, hell. What road has you pissed?
Well, so our city has allowed TxDOT to take it over here and turn it into Austin when it comes to traffic now, because you literally can't go anywhere anymore without having to go around construction.
Right.
No, there's no road in this city, no major thoroughfare in this town that does not currently have construction, and has not had construction for the better part of 5 years. They're building these massive flyovers over by La Cantera Mall, the Rim.
I've seen those.
Okay, fine. It's gonna take them 3 years longer, because kind of like with the medical industry, if we cure the disease, we can't make money on the treatment.
Bingo.
Once the bridge is done, we don't need to work here anymore. So let's
Are you
stretch it out.
accusing them of deliberately
You
taking their
bet your
time?
ass I am. And our city allows it, and it's bullshit. But it is what it is.
Right.
I've accepted the fact that we are the whores of TxDOT here in San Antonio, where this show is based. But the scene up by the Rim and La Cantera at night is dangerous. So because they're doing all this construction, most of the lights along the freeway are out. And they've been out for weeks and weeks and weeks. Nina's son works at La Cantera Mall, so we have to go up there a lot to pick him up. And it's dangerous because of the construction, which means they're constantly changing where the exit is. 1 week you can't take this exit, you got to go to the next one. Or 1 week it's the loop's open,
then some
but not
weekends,
this week.
the whole damn thing shut down. Yeah.
Eastbound's closed, westbound's closed. It changes, so it's dangerous because the route changes every day. I get that, because you're literally building a new bridge and stuff. There's no lights up there, though. It's pitch black trying to maneuver that. We're 1604 and I-10 interchange there, because maybe they can't turn the lights on. I don't know, because they're doing electrical stuff. Then put some. You can post lights out there, though. Put a generator out there and put some effing lights up. When you go under all that mess now, or try to exit and on the frontage road,
Pitch black,
pitch dark. Like I might as well be out in the middle of the country. It's dangerous. There have been multiple wrecks since the construction started. A lot of it's because people don't know where they're going. They're not paying attention. You really have to pay attention there, because the route changes all the time because they're building it. I get that part. Light it up. Put some fucking lights up there. It's dangerous and it's scary. It's hard to drive. Rant over.
I like it.
Thank you. All right. It's Orlando Kill, the official family lawyer. I've been in the building. If you need a family man, divorce, adoption stuff. He had an adoption case come in this week. That's the reason I brought that up, because I was reminded that family law means family.
Family.
Whatever family means. You got things that need a lawyer involved with your family, custody stuff, adoption stuff, divorce stuff, family stuff. Orlando Kill's our guy. 210-775-4995. You can email him at orlandokilllaw@gmail.com. All right, before we get out of here, a couple of other sport points. Took A-Rod 2 years, but he's finally the co-owner of the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Took forever. That's big boy business, though. I can see the red tape. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And A-Rod vows, we're not going to run this team like a small market team. We want to win the title. I'm not going to buy into something unless it wins a championship. By the way, I'm not saying he's the coolest guy on the planet. I like post-baseball A-Rod.
A-Rod's won us back over.
Yeah. I like him he does a great job on the broadcast, the studio work he does with Jeter.
I like
Big
post-baseball A-Rod, too.
He got that damn J-Lo out of his system.
There's nothing wrong with J-Lo in your system. Stop it.
We all know what. No,
there will be no J-Lo slander in my presence.
Ben Affleck's going to die young because of her. A-Rod had the sense to get out when he could. That's a Venus flytrap. That's what that is. It draws you in. She's a praying mantis. She eats her lovers.
Great young lady.
Okay.
She's just difficult to understand.
You move it. You start a relationship with J-Lo. It takes years off your life. But after about 2 weeks, then it's like, what have I done? I'm miserable.
Jesus Christ.
So good for A-Rod. He's gotten her out of his system, and he's bought the Timberwolves, and he's still kicking ass as a baseball broadcaster. A record 126 million people watched that shitty game the other night, an all-time Super Bowl record for ratings.
And that's still 850 million less than watched the World Cup.
Well, but still, it still proves, though, that
the NFL's king.
The NFL can fart, and we're going to watch it.
Right.
Roger Goodell could fart. He could turn around and do an Ace Ventura and use his ass to talk, and it would lead the night in ratings. They've got the dope, and we're all addicted to it. Pro football.
Also, quick shameless plug. I got some new staff members on the cleaning crew. We need more work. So y'all got any commercial?
Rudy's hiring.
Not your draws at your house, but I got some new members. They need some work. So hit me up, DM me if you're building. Since a lot of y'all gonna be going back into the workplace, according to Elon and Donnie. They're done with this remote shit. So since y'all going back into the buildings, holler at SA Commercial Clean. We can take care of you.
Very good. Expansion needed.
Much needed.
How about that?
Well, we'll see.
Radio show, baseline bums, Rudy's hiring.
Landman.
And I got my land thing coming up. I'm afraid of the success. I need to proceed with caution right now. A lightning strike is around every corner.
I got kids to feed in my Mike Taylor voice.
And then Aaron Glenn, the former Aggie.
What's up with him?
New Jets head coach.
Oh, I know.
Ain't got no time for no bullshit. And they've told Aaron Rodgers, nope, we're not bringing you back.
What are you going to do when your boy Mike Tomlin signs him?
I'm not going to be happy about it. Why would they do that? They got Russ. They already have a prima donna quarterback. They don't need another one. You think the Steelers are going to bring him in?
They're the betting favorites right now.
Oh, man. I trust Mike. I would have to I'd be like Mark Cuban. It wasn't my decision. And the 49ers are tired of Deebo Samuels constantly begging for a trade.
Hey.
They've now told his agent, find a fucking trade. Let us know. They're not even doing they told Deebo, you want to be traded? Go find it. You go work.
Fat ass.
Go figure it out.
Deebo gets on my nerves.
Go figure it out.
Get out of here, Deebo.
That's a guy who just can't be happy.
I don't like Deebo Samuels.
Can't be happy.
Yeah, screw Deebo Samuels. And he's fat. If you think Luke is fat, Deebo Samuels has an ass. Deebo Samuels got a fat ass.
Yeah.
Like, he'd probably be better off twerking. Screw Deebo Samuels. No time for that dude.
No time for that dude. They've been over backwards.
He's worried about his clothes. He's wearing purses and shit. Get Deebo the hell out of here. Late punch to Deebo Samuels' fat ass.
But I like it how they're like, dude, you want to be traded so badly? Go find a trade on your own.
Well, go find out that nobody wants your fat ass.
Yeah, pretty much. Go find out you ain't got no market.
You look like Zion Williamson.
Yeah. Maybe you can go play for the Edmonton Eskimos or the Toronto Argonauts because we tried to trade you in the NFL.
No one wanted you.
You're your own worst enemy.
And then we ended up paying you a bunch of money.
I know. Still caved in. All right.
Be gone.
I got to pee. We're done.
I got to piss too.
Congratulations to the Bums.
Old men, look at both this hour. We got to piss.
I know.
Oh, my bladder about to bust.
I'll flip you for who goes first. All right, that's it. We're done. Love y'all hard. We'll see y'all in here mañana. Be looking for the Baseline Bums on Love You Hard TV. Share this show. Like this show. Support this show. Love y'all hard.
This program was made possible by contributions from viewers and listeners like you. Thank you.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.